Hey guys, I thought I would do an Instagram / Kylie Jenner inspired makeup for you guys today, so if you want to get this look then keep on watching. Hey everybody, so I thought I would do a kind of Kylie Jenner / Instagram inspired makeup for you today. All of you who have watched me for a little while will know that that is totally not my style of makeup. I feel like I do my makeup much more like perhaps a makeup artist would do their makeup, in that, you know, I really like my skin to look like skin, and I like it a lot more natural and like with a fuller, less sort of carved out brow and all that kind of stuff. Now, I'm not dissing the Instagram makeup at all. I just personally feel like it looks amazing in pictures and not necessarily like me in real life. And I'm all about that sort of like enhancing what you naturally have. Now, that's not to say that if I'm on a night out I don't do a full face, because I will, you know, plow that shit onto my face. But I thought that it would be interesting to do a more Instagram style makeup today, especially as that's kind of on trend right now. I also have some cool new products that I've discovered to show you. Some lip kits and stuff from Barry M, which you will probably have seen me on my Insta and stuff. And this is not a I'm getting paid to say this. This is a I used to use Barry M when I was a lot younger. You know, half my face for my prom was Barry M, and I sort of forgot about it. And working with these guys now, they gave me a few of their lip kits and stuff, and I mean, I've tried like the Kat Von D ones and stuff, and I think these are better, genuinely, and I would not say that otherwise. So I've got some cool stuff to show you. Let's get into it. Now, the first thing that I'm going to do is prime. I never prime my face. I don't see the point. I feel like my skin is sort of normal, a little bit oily in the T-zone, which sort of a little bit of blotting paper or some baking or something like that would not, you know, it's not a big deal basically. I don't feel the need to prime my skin. So I have some moisturiser on. Let that sink in for a little bit, and now I'm going to go in with the Body Shop all-in-one 5 Action Perfector. Now, the trick with this is, I would say for all primers, a lot of people make the mistake of like really rubbing it in. I feel like sometimes your makeup can go on really weird if you rub it in. So I'm taking about a pea-sized amount and I've put it on these 2 fingers, and what I'm going to do is focus it in the centre of my face and then smooth it out. Now, this stuff I actually really like. It's reasonably priced. You get 25ml in here. It's quite a handy handbag size. I find that if I'm not having a makeup day and I just want to put some concealer, eyebrows, mascara on and like something to smooth my skin out, this is actually really nice for just sort of making it look, it doesn't matte it out, but it just takes off like really shiny, I haven't got anything on my face skin. And it doesn't break me out. It's not as silicone as some of the other ones that I've tried, which I really like. My skin feels soft, but it feels kind of like my skin still. So really, really recommend this. The next thing I'm going to be doing is taking my Bobbi Brown corrector. This is in the colour Light Peach, and I'm going to be correcting the dark circles under my eyes. Now, all of you are going to go, what dark circles? I've got my ring light on, so trust me, they are there. What you want to be doing is sort of patting it, especially on the inside of the eye, and then sort of dragging it out with the warmth of your finger. Always use like a ring finger or something. I wouldn't be going in with like your index finger or anything like that, because this is sort of the softest touch that you have, and using your hands really helps to blend this makeup into your skin. I like to take it over my eyelids as well, because most of us have some veins and stuff on there, and this is a corrector rather than a concealer, and so the peachiness that's in this will help to counteract any of the veins that you've got on top, which tend to be sort of bluey greeny colours. Right, the next thing I'm going to do is go in with my concealer. You can do your corrector after. I like to do my corrector before I put my foundation on. Sorry, foundation. This is the L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable Foundation. I really like this. I'm in the colour 5N Sable. It is I would say a pretty good match, maybe a little bit light for me. I'm going to use my Real Techniques buffing brush. I would say if you're doing Instagram makeup, then buffing brushes or the, what do you call it, the beauty blender is ideal. I really couldn't be asked faffing around with a beauty blender today. You can see this is probably a weeny bit light for me, but we're going to bronze and contour and do all that kind of stuff anyway, so it's not biggie. So really buffing that into the skin. Like, the idea of this makeup is to give you that flawless, sort of matte, highlighted, contoured, perfect finish. So even if you don't have perfect skin, like, I'm quite lucky that I don't really need to be using like a super full coverage foundation or anything like that to get that flawless look, because my skin's pretty good. There are bits where I will need a bit of concealer and some colour correcting and stuff, as is sort of normal with skin. But I'm pretty lucky. So that foundation is, I would say, a medium coverage, and it's got sort of a soft matte finish. So quite good for oily skin if you are a little bit more oily. Right, here's where it gets a little bit full on for me. I'm going to be going in with my MAC Prep and Prime. Now, the key, this is the Highlighting Light Boost. So if you've got the YSL one, or you've got sort of a brighter, either like really sort of white toned or yellow toned concealer or highlighter, this is what you're going to be doing. We're going to start highlighting and contouring now. So I'm going to click this up, and I'm going to sort of form a triangle shape underneath my eye. This I will do if I'm sort of doing like really nice makeup anyway, but I wouldn't colour correct and then do this and then contour and then do all of that kind of stuff. I think it's a bit mental, to be honest. But for the purpose of showing you this video and how I would do Instagram makeup, here we go. Now, the trick with anything, and I feel like this is where people go wrong when they do Instagram makeup, especially if you wanted to look good in real life, is it's a lot of steps and therefore a lot of makeup on your face. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. I think some of these girls are incredibly talented, but it's thin layers. I've seen a few girls who have tried to do like Instagram makeup, and actually from a distance it looks great, but the problem is when you get up close you can really see the layers on the skin. And the trick with Instagram makeup and making it good look in real life is thin layers of product. Now, this will still feel like a lot of makeup to me because it is, but it won't look as cakey in real life as, say, someone who's been putting layers and layers of like thicker layers of makeup on. So what I've done here is I've created a highlight. So I want it bright under my eyes, I want my nose to look slimmer, I want my forehead to look brighter because we're going to contour around the edges of the face, I want my chin a little bit, and I've just put a little bit above my cupid's bow here. What I'm going to do is take my foundation brush to help it blend in, and I'm just going to start buffing it out. So we're kind of trying to make it seamlessly blend in with the foundation that we've already done. Now, you may have noticed that what I'm doing underneath my eyes is I'm sort of patting, because as much as we do want the edges and stuff to blend, we don't really want to get rid of the brightness that we've placed there. So blend out these edges like so, and then for this inner part, sort of push, if that makes sense. You're sort of pushing and patting. I think this is better with my ring light off now, guys, because that light keeps changing. I'm sorry about that, that's really irritating, I know. So I'm next going to go in with my contour cream kit by Anastasia, and this is the light colour. I'm going to, ooh, hello, whack myself in the face. I'm going to go in with this shade here, which is Havana. And what is this? This is the Sigma Duo Fiber Powder Brush. I like these because it doesn't deposit too much colour. So this is the lightest contour shade. And what we're going to be doing is carving out the face. I mean, I have quite a slim face anyway, but this is where if you girls have a nose that you think is too wide, mental, but you know, you can slim that down, or if you don't really find you have cheekbones, you can slim that down, or if you have a double chin under here, you can get rid of that. Anything that you put this sort of darker, hopefully grey tone, like shadow looking colour on, is going to shrink away, much like the stuff that we just highlighted together is going to sort of jump out. So I'm going to take this around the edges of my face. I think I like this palette, but what I would say is that the creams take a little while to warm up, so you end up going in like a million times before you actually get anything off, which is kind of irritating. So we're going to go in underneath the cheekbones, You want to be in line with sort of the top of your ear coming down like this. Can you see that shape? If it helps, you can suck in your cheeks. And that line where you naturally get that dip under the cheekbone, that's where you want to be contouring. Just get rid of that double chin, y'all. Now personally, I feel like that's kind of blended pretty well, but for me, I can still see it and I don't want to see it. I'm trying not to do my usual because I don't do Instagram makeup, and therefore a lot of the things that I'm doing, I'm trying to do them in an Instagram makeup manner, and I would normally, I'm finding it really difficult to do that. So this, I want to blend more so that you can't really see the line, but I know that I'm going to do it. I can't deal with it. But I know that that's not how a lot of other people do it, because contouring to me is not contouring brilliantly unless you can't really see it. You're not supposed to notice it because it's supposed to look like you've just got a good face shape. Does that make sense? Right, I'm really lazy, so you should change brush into something smaller if you're not brilliant with this. I'm just going to squeeze this one, which is the same brush I just used. Plonk a bit of that colour on there again, and I'm going to go down my nose, so either side. I don't know if you can tell, that's made it look a little bit slimmer. Maybe you can tell, maybe you can't. Right, now what I'm going to do is go into my Pure Cosmetics Moonlight Glow Strobe / Highlighting Palette. These colours are bloody stunning. Look at these. These are cream highlighters. You've got sort of a pinky one, a yellowy champagne one, and you've got this sort of more bronzy one. I absolutely adore these. And Pure Minerals Cosmetics, absolutely stunning brand. Love, 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 love. One of my favourite highlighting palettes ever. I believe that Sleek do one that's very similar, but these are more sort of like cream and not as slippy. The Sleek ones are quite slippy. These sort of settle nicely on the skin. So I'm going to be taking my Bdellium Tools 925 brush. This is really good for highlighting because it just gets onto the points that you want to touch. I got a little mark on my face, that's not cool. So this sort of fits nicely in this area, it fits nicely in this area, it fits nicely, can you see what I'm getting at? So I'm going to be taking, what am I going to take? I think I'm going to go in with this champagne gold one, because that's more my colour. If you prefer, you can take your fingers and place it like this, that's fine, whatever you prefer. I like using brush because I just do, that's my preference. I feel like you get more of that Instagram like line thing going on, where people don't like blend their makeup properly. Are you getting this shine? Like, I really hope that you're seeing something, because I'm seeing stuff in person. I hope it's picking up on camera. Let's just go a little more, shall we? Ooh, that glow though. Are we getting it? I hope we're getting it. So I'm going to do a little bit on my nose, just down the centre. Sorry, but you can't really see what I'm doing, can you? This is really difficult. Just, in fact, you know what? I'm going to use my fingers for that. Are you seeing this? Are you? Is the glow real? I think we need more glow, guys. I'm feeling like I'm trying to do the Instagram makeup and I'm still trying to make it natural. It's not, that's not how it's supposed to be, y'all. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to bake. So I'm going to take some, what is this? This is a W7 banana powder. I'm going to take a brush, plonk some in the lid. Loose powder is best. Place it where you put makeup. It looks nuts, I know. Man, is that even? No. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect. Basically, the idea is that we're setting all of this makeup that we have ploughed onto our skin. This looks crazy, but it will make your makeup stay like no other. See, this is the thing, like, I like how this looks if it's done really well, but at the same time, how long does this take you in the morning? I've been sat here for 10 minutes, and I know I'm talking you through stuff, but I haven't done my eyebrows yet. I've only just finished my skin. Mental. Right, I'm then going to take a combination of my Brow Drama by Maybelline in the colour medium brown, and my Brow Pro palette by Anastasia, and I'm going to first take the brow primer from here, which looks like this, and I'm going to take that on an angled brush. You could use a spoolie. I just prefer to do it this way, and I'm sort of just, this is going to help take off any of the sort of makeup that you've got on there. You can see my brows are pretty like good and full anyway, but they're not as sculpted as you would normally have an Instagram brow. Right, once you're happy with that, I'm now going to go in with my brow product, which all of you know is the Aqua Brow by Makeup Forever, and this is in the colour Taupe. I like to start at the ends because I'm mental, and that's actually where I need the most help, so I like to start at the ends, and then whatever's left I will brush through the front. Do you like my brows? Right, so those are my Instagram brows. I mean, I could put pencil, like more stuff through them. In fact, you know what? I'm going to take my brow drama and just brush them up. I actually really like that brow primer. It just sort of like clings to every hair. Now, those are some strong brows, but you know, Insta brows are strong brows. I'm then going to go back to my Anastasia palette and I'm going to pick one of these highlighting colours. I think I'm going to go for this medium colour here and a flat brush. This is a large shader by Sigma. It's the E60. Anything sort of fairly flat that you can get under the arch of your brow with. So I'm going to just place some of this highlight colour underneath the arch of both my brows. My camera cut out, how annoying. And then we just want to sort of, I like to take my finger and blend this out. Now what this is supposed to do is just make the arch of your brow more pronounced. You know how like everyone used to do that sort of 90s shimmery colour underneath the arch? We don't do that anymore, we highlight with concealer. So, can you see how that's just sort of lifted my brow? Now let's move on to the eyes. So I'm going to go in with Soft Ochre by MAC. This is the paint pot. I would suggest that if you're putting any kind of makeup, but especially if you have oily eyes and makeup smudges on you, that you use a base, something like a paint pot or a cream shadow that you know doesn't smudge. MAC does a fantastic range of colours. Urban Decay, Primer Potion, also great, and they come in different colours. But I really like this one because it is yellow toned like my skin. And they also do a one called Painterly. So if you're paler and you are pink toned, then that would be great for you. I'm just going to use my ring finger to cover sort of the mobile lid and up into that crease area. You can take a little bit underneath the eye if you're going to be putting makeup there. Now, I'm going to zoom you in because we're doing eye stuff. You can probably see my skin better now. I don't know why I didn't do this to start with, sorry guys. So, first thing I'm going to be doing is taking my palette. Now this has got an array of amazing shadows, mainly from Makeup Geek. I'm going to be using a combination of peaches, well done, peaches and creme brulee, and probably a couple of these other ones, but I will shout you first. What I'm going to start with is peaches and cream. So what I'm doing here is I am taking a large fluffy shader brush and I am going to start buffing this into the crease. Then I'm going to take Creme Brulee, which is a slightly darker colour. It's less peachy and more sort of beigey brown. Same thing on that brush into the crease, slightly below where you just put peaches and cream. Then what I'm going to do is take the colour Cocoa Bear and a smaller fluffy dome brush. This is the small tapered blending brush, the E45 from Sigma. And then we're going to just pop this right in the outer corner and in the main part of the crease. We're also going to take this underneath the eye, about 3/4 of the way underneath. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing, but the idea is to join this bottom part up with the outside. And can you see the main bit of colour? So you've got a little bit in here, but the main bit of colour is on this outer corner. Don't worry if it's not as neat as you would like. We can go back in with a bigger fluffy blending brush in a minute, which is exactly what we're going to do. Now what we're going to do is just go back in with this fluffy blending brush. I haven't put anything on it, and we're just going to run that through the crease. And this is just going to make sure that everything is sort of nicely blended. Now what I'm going to do is take a Makeup Geek foil shadow. This is in the colour Grandstand. It's a really shimmery sort of browny colour. And I'm actually going to apply this with my finger. And I'm just going to pop that on the inside of the eye. I find that applying these with your finger makes them a little bit more shiny. You could, if you wanted to, take some MAC Fix Plus and pop that over the top to really foil the shadow. I don't think I need to. They're pretty shimmery already. Right, I'm then going to take this colour Shimma, and this is a Makeup Geek shadow. This is not one of their foiled ones, it's their sort of normal ones. And this is really, really shimmery. So we're just going to pop that on the inside corner. Can you see how that's, ooh, very bright. Bright into the inside part of the eye. I hope I'm close enough for you guys. My camera's cut out several times now and I can't sort of get it exactly the same. I'm trying my best. Just want that inside bit to really like, bing. Now what I'm going to do is take a, oh wow, that, that went well. This is a little bit of an old one. So this is the Rimmel Scandalised Waterproof Khol Kajal, and this is in the colour 005 Nude. And this is going to go on the inside of the waterline, and I much prefer this than white because it's less harsh. It just really opens the eye, much like that sort of shimmer colour that we put right on the inside. I'm going to hold a mirror closer because I've been using the one over there, but I can't do this. This is kind of like risky. This is a really good trick if you've like been on a bit of a bender or like a night out, or you've had a late one and your eyes tend to be like a little bit pink. And right, there we go. Do I look a little bit more awake now? Ta-da! Then what I'm going to do is take the black version of that and I'm going to run that along the top of my lash line. Then what you want to do is take a brush. I'm using the same one that I popped that shimmer colour in with, and we're just going to smudge that and smudge it into the outer corner as well on that lower lash line. Now I would normally apply fake lashes at this point, but I am going to go hit the gym straight after, as you can probably see. So there is no point in me applying fake lashes just to take them off, even though I'm sure they probably would stay on because that duo glue is fantastic. What I'm going to do is curl my lashes and pile a load of waterproof mascara on for you guys. So this is the Kevyn Aucoin eyelash curler. I really like this. You can use whatever one you've got. If you're not comfortable with curling your lashes, then you don't need to, but Instagram makeup always have fake lashes and curled lashes. So I say this every time you've been watching me. So it's squeeze at the base as close as you can get and then pull out a little bit so that you don't get that weird like sticky out line. If you just curl at the base, then your eyelashes are suddenly just gonna like shoot out. It's nice to curl them sort of all the way around so you get an even nice curl. Now I'm going to be using my mascara. This is the Lash Sensational Maybelline one. I am still obsessed with it. It's still my favourite. It's got a curved wand which helps your lashes stay curly. It's got longer bits on this side and it's got shorter bits on this side, so you can really pile on that colour and then you can comb out any clumps. I love this. Once you've done that, just tidy up anything under here. I'm going to take this big fluffy brush and I'm just gonna whip off all of this excess. If you've got a fan brush, then I would maybe try that as well. I'm just kind of not trying to press it in, I'm just kind of like whipping it off. Can you see like that flicking motion? And then anything else sort of just get rid of. Yay! So that is the flawless Instagram face almost completed. Now, as promised, I wanted to show you guys these Matte Me Up Barry M lip kits. I am obsessed. These are the only 3 colours that I have right now because these are the only 3 colours that are out. However, they do indeed have the lip paint by themselves. You can buy pencils and stuff separately. They do lip liners and stuff. I love these. Now, the only thing I would say that I don't like about them is that the colour on the box does not match the colour that you get inside, which is slightly irritating. For example, is it this one? The colour Pose is a beautiful colour, but it is nowhere near this dark when you open it. So the lip liner is slightly darker, and that's actually the lip liner that I'm going to use today. But as you can see, I would pick this based on the colour of the box. I would get it out, I would swatch this and think it was too light for my skin and be annoyed. The lip pencil, however, does match the box. So I'm going to be taking the lip liner in the colour Pose, which is, I think this is my favourite like lip liner colour. It's kind of pinky, it's kind of browny, it's a My Lips Better colour, and it looks good with nude, it looks good with pinks and sort of like darker ready nudes too. And I'm actually over the top of this. I'm going to be using one of their lip paints that doesn't come in a kit. This is their Matte Me Up Matte Liquid Lip Paint in the colour Minimalist, which is much more of my nude. Pose is a little bit too pinky for me. Now in true Instagram form, I have overlined my lips just a little bit, and then I'm going to go in with Minimalist by Barry M. Right, I'm just going to let that dry a little bit, and what I'm going to do is add a little bit more bronzer and some blush. What I'm going to do is take my Eco Tools, this is just like a big fluffy brush. I'm going to take my Rumio contour palette, and I'm going to take this colour here. And we're just going to use that as a little bit of bronzer. Then I'm going to take this blush by Vivo, which is actually Tesco's own brand, and it's a baked blush in Peaches and Cream in the shade 1. Looks like this, very similar to the like marbled blushes and bronzers from Accessorize, or if you've got any of the MAC ones too, the mineralized skin finishes. I'm going to take that on the same brush. So that is the end of the tutorial. I hope that you've really enjoyed this look. Quite interesting for me to put on like the full face. Like a full face to me is still less than this. I do really like the look of it. I still think it looks like, obviously it looks like I'm wearing makeup, but it looks heavier than I'm used to, even though I feel like I did it quite well. This to me is still missing like fake lashes and stuff, and perhaps I would have been a bit more heavy-handed with some of the products that I used on the face, but this is kind of as close as I feel like I can get to Instagram makeup. I mean, I could do like a cut crease or something, but I'm hitting the gym next. But I just wanted to show you kind of what goes into those Instagram Kylie Jenner, Kim K type looks. You can do it really well in thin layers, but it can be a bit heavy for daytime in my personal opinion. If you love that look, then you fucking slay it, girl. Whatever suits, you know, makeup is about expression, so you go for what makes you feel good. I hope you guys have really enjoyed this tutorial. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more, or you want to see reviews on some of the other lip kits, or any of the palettes that I was using, or you know, all the good stuff, just leave it down below for me and I will get around to doing it for you. I hope you are having a lovely day wherever you are, and I will see you in the next video. Okay, bye.